What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. In this video, I want to talk about several different things here for you guys regarding retirement, Social Security, raises to benefits, and our budget here for the deficit and what I'll show you here. So the US 2022 budget deficit is actually half. They halved it to $1.3 trillion, despite the student loan costs actually being included in there for student loan forgiveness, included in there for over 43 million Americans. This is because tax revenues are up. So uh, this is including basically helping out over 40 million Americans with the student loan forgiveness, which really is a massive stimulus program for those in need. And this really goes to show you that the government can help out a lot of people when tax revenues are doing pretty good here. And you can see these headlines: US budget deficit cut in half for the biggest decrease ever amid COVID spending declines. So you got to really kind of wonder here is if this was the biggest budget deficit cut in half, biggest decrease ever, could they be doing more to help out more people? More people. So, the president passed this student loan forgiveness for over 40 million Americans with student loan forgiveness, $10,000 to $20,000. He did that through executive order because, the state of Congress right now is Republicans are really just kind of voting no on a lot of things right before the midterm elections. I get it. It's just kind of the state of affairs right now before election time. The president did this with an executive order. Remember that former President Donald Trump also did an executive order right before the 2020 elections for his executive order, which was $300 per week for 6 weeks, which was $1,800 or $2,400 if states kicked in their $100 that went out to millions of Americans. So Trump did an executive order which sent out money to millions of Americans as well. So Trump did it. Biden's doing an executive order. So both presidents did an executive order to help out millions of Americans. And really, because, executive orders are a way to send out help to millions of Americans when Congress, plays the Congress game and can't come to agreement. Now, I get a lot of comments saying, well, what about us? And really, that's the right question to ask. What about us? Because if you're not getting the student loan forgiveness, I feel you. I feel you because that's the right question to ask. What about help for us? That's the right question to ask. Not don't help the other people because I didn't get it. That's really not the right way to look at it. Don't help your neighbor. It's not that they shouldn't be helped. It's more people should be helped because really let's not think of it as don't help somebody else, help me instead. It's really almost crazy to say something like that. The what should be said is that let's help out more people. Let's help out more people, especially when you see headlines like that the budget deficit was cut in half, the largest decrease ever, which means that they've cut the deficit, the deficit spending, the largest amount they've ever done, which is a good thing. And remember that 33 different states, I'll show you a headline here. Well, this is a headline from like a month ago, but this is the first headline I could come up with. In these 17 states, you could be getting an inflation relief check from the government. This is because about 33 different states are helping out their residents with inflation relief checks, stimulus checks, tax rebate checks, lowering taxes. Each state's doing it a little bit differently, but states are doing the same thing that President Biden is doing with the student loan forgiveness, that's helping out people, helping out people. And really, that's what we should be doing. We should be helping out people in need when we can, when we can. And if you've been watching my channel, you know who these states are. I try to cover this here in every few videos. We have multiple different states like, California, the largest one, sending out stimulus checks of up to $1,050 to 23 million people. That's just one of the 33 different states. There could be some more this year, and there will almost certainly be more next year. Okay. It's not what I want to focus on this particular video, but if you're subscribed to our YouTube channel, click the subscribe button down below and the bell icon. Again, it's completely free to do that. To do that right now, if you haven't yet, you won't miss out on our new videos that come out here on a daily basis. But what I want to talk about in this particular video is what might be happening in the future. More programs for more people. What could be happening in the future? We have things on the docket already right now, like bills in Congress that could give seniors on Social Security and underneath the Social Security umbrella an extra $2,400 a year. And it only needs a few Republican votes to pass. Is that something that sounds good? Is that something we need to do? Surely something I think it needs to be passed. This would be for over 60 million people on Social Security. You add that to the 40 million people on student loan forgiveness, you're now looking at over 100 million people. I think yes. You can let me know your thoughts here in the comments. You add also in the child tax credits. This also goes out to over 60 million children, or I'm sorry, yeah, 60 million children, 40 million households, basically helping parents as well, households, parents, children. I mean, they don't actually send the checks to children. It goes out to the parents or the grandparents or whoever claims the children. But, it's all pretty much the same thing. It's going to the families, right? There's renewed optimism that the $300 monthly child tax credits or $250 for children ages 6 through 17 can be renewed. Democrats are trying to make a deal with Republicans before the end of the year, which would be to pass this enhanced child tax credits with Republicans. There's a provision in the 2017 Trump tax cuts that's going to fall off or expire by the end of the year. It's a corporate tax break, and Democrats are going to try to pass the child tax credits in exchange for the corporate tax break, and see if they can get it passed. The reason is because they need 10 Republican votes to pass anything in the Senate. They need 60 votes to pass it in the Senate. So this is also something that could be passed. 60 million people, children or families, adults, whoever, I mean, it's kind of all the same thing there, could get this. So really, you look at large groups of people, tens of millions of people could get this. We talk about another stimulus check. Now, the last stimulus check was voted in completely by Democrats. The third stimulus check package, that $1,400, that was voted completely by the Democrats through the reconciliation process. Now, that could happen again. How could that happen again? Well, technically, they could still do it all the way until January because even after the midterm elections, the current Congress stays in there until January. Whether or not they do that, I don't know if that's going to happen, but it is a possibility. Okay. Also, if the Democrats picked up 2 more seats in this next election in the Senate and retain control of the House, they wouldn't even have to worry about Joe Manchin, Kyrsten Sinema. On the contrary, Republicans passed the 2017 tax cuts on their own back in 2017. They had control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Of course, right now we have Joe Biden as the president. But back then, they passed the 2017 tax cuts without any Democratic votes. And they actually included the child tax credits. They increased them from $1,000 to $2,000 back then in the 2017 Trump tax cuts. Okay, so both Republicans and Democrats are actually for the child tax credits. They just have to agree on something. Believe it or not. Yeah, I know, crazy getting Congress to agree on something, right? But yeah, and remember that Republicans voted yes on both the first stimulus check and the second stimulus check, but voted no on the third stimulus check when Democrats came into power. And remember, the second stimulus check was in December, and then the third stimulus check was voted on literally like 2 months later when Biden came into office. So they were okay with the stimulus check in December, but like 2 months later when Biden came into office, they're like, no, 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 no. So really, it's just kind of a political game here. So all this stuff is really possible. They just have to agree on things. And remember that there's also about $600 billion, which is more than enough for a stimulus check, already approved in Congress from the last stimulus packages. So that's actually more than enough for a stimulus check for everybody, already approved. And that's how former President Donald Trump sent out his executive order to millions of Americans before the 2020 election. He sent out that, I just showed you the headline here. He sent out, because it was already approved money by Congress, he did the executive order that basically reallocated it. And he said, all right, I'm going to send an executive order and send that out to millions of Americans and send out these checks for, it was $1,800, $300 per week for 6 weeks, $2,400 if the states decided to kick in an extra $100, because it was already approved money by Congress and the executive order just reallocated it. Right now, there's $600 billion of already approved money sitting there that has to be used for something eventually. Okay. Also, I want to show you this.
Ta-da!
My beautiful wife.
Hello, lovely people.
She's been a little bit under the weather lately.
I've had a rough couple of months, 2 months.
Yeah, you want to share a little bit of your story?
Well, I cut my finger twice within 2 weeks.
Yeah,
ER visit 2 weeks.
She had this new knife that obviously
was not my friend, so it ended up in the trash.
Yeah, she just threw it away.
My dad said that the blade was crooked.
Yep.
I ended up getting 4 stitches on my thumb. That was fun. And then we were sick twice, 2 weeks but 2 weeks apart. Twice because of Julian at school, the joys of having a preschool child, and then my parents caught it and ended up getting bronchitis.
Yeah, that's basically what we had pretty much.
Yeah, and then I just had food poisoning.
So it's been a fun time over here.
So mommy has had a rough couple of 2 months. It seems like back to back to back to back. So I've been struggling.
Actually, tonight is my parents' 45th wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
So we're going to dinner right after I film this video.
Yeah.
So my wife just snuck in here and said, we gotta go.
So get cracking.
Yeah. So yeah, and my cat's over here all geeked.
Oh, yay!
Yeah, so, but yeah, you got to really wonder here. A lot of people get mad about the student loan forgiveness just because they're not the ones being helped by it. That's just the wrong way to think about it. Again, I'm not being helped by it. We've actually already paid off I didn't graduate from college, but we paid that off. But my wife did. We're the perfect type of people that could be mad that we paid it off and our neighbors are getting help, our friends and family are getting help or whatever. But I'm happy when my fellow Americans get help. Remember, there's no taxes being raised to do this. When they sent out SNAP benefits, they're not raising taxes. When they sent out the rent assistance, the mortgage assistance, the utility assistance, they didn't raise any taxes. If they sent out the Social Security benefits, they didn't raise any taxes to do this. When they sent out the child tax credits, they didn't raise taxes to do that. So you got to kind of wonder here, what might be next? Who might be the next group of people to get help. And some of these programs are millions and millions and millions of people. You know, right now, California is sending out a stimulus check to 23 million people. That's helping out a lot of people. 33 states are sending out inflation relief checks. That's helping out a lot of people. You know, and also this, Congress is still considering changes to the retirement system, including catch-up contributions. They're always constantly tweaking changes like this, considering changes like this. They actually just increased the 401k limits and the IRA limits, which actually can reduce your taxes if you put money in there and save money in there and let it grow over time. You know, the stock market was down. It's starting to go back up now. Again, it can fluctuate at any given time, but over the long run, when you invest low, that's a good time to invest. As long as Russia doesn't drop a nuclear bomb, it's probably a good time to invest over time because you invest low. It's a good time to grow. But remember that they're constantly saying, what should we do for people? And there's two different ways they can go here. They could do nothing for people and help nothing and say, all right, you're on your own. You know what you signed up for. You're on your own. Mortgage rates are at an all-time high. Interest rates are at an all-time high. Credit card rates are at an all-time high. Too bad. No help for nobody. No help for children. No help for seniors. No help for student loans. You know what you signed up for. We're not helping anybody. Or we can help people in need. You let me know your thoughts. I mean, think about it. They had 3 stimulus checks, rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance, SNAP benefits for people on food stamps and food assistance, and now student loan forgiveness. I don't get to pick who gets help. All I know is that this most recent program is helping out 40 million Americans. The rent assistance and the mortgage assistance, rent assistance went out, it was $40 billion for renters. The homeowners assistance is still available as $9.9 billion. The utility assistance that goes out every single year is hundreds of dollars to thousands of dollars, and it goes out every single year for low-income Americans. You let me know. These are good programs. These help out people in need. They're people that are low and middle income Americans. If you're wealthy Americans, you don't qualify for these programs. So, I mean, you let me know your thoughts. Should we just not help out anybody? Or should we be like, okay, let's continue to help out people in need? More groups, more help. I don't get to choose who help. If it was me, I'd be like, all right, let's help out seniors. Let's help out low income. Let's help out children. Let's get rid of childhood poverty. Let's do it. Or we could just go the other way and say, you know what? Don't help out anybody. You're all on your own. That's it. No more help. You let me know your thoughts here in the comments. So I'll keep you up to date here with everything going on. And remember, they just literally cut the U.S. deficit in half, the largest deficit cut in half on a yearly basis of what the government is spending. So if anything, they're spending less. I mean, we're still running a deficit, but if anything, they're always going to run a deficit. It's just kind of the way it's run. So you let me know your thoughts in the comments. I'll keep you up to date. Make sure to subscribe down below to our YouTube channel. It's the best cost. It's free. And I'll keep you up to date here. You can click, in fact, here's some videos you can watch next. You can click here on how to get rent assistance. It might be out of money, okay, but you can still watch the video if you want to. The bottom video here is how to get homeowners assistance. This top video here is how to get utility assistance. And this bottom video here is my newest video. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.